evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, January 16th, 2018. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, Coffee County has made some nice improvements to its website. Motlow College is accepting registration for its EMS program and will bring you up to date on the progress of the planned police headquarters in Tullahoma. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
Russell's got your truck, man. Russell's got your truck. Chevy, Ford, and Ram, man. Russell's got your truck. With the best selection anywhere, Russell's got your truck.
Where can you find all four all-American truck brands all at one place? Check us out on the web at russellbarnett.com. If you still can't decide, give us a call. We'll line them up for you. Either way, my question is, why buy your next truck anywhere else?
Russell's got your truck, man.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Welcome back. The Motlow State Community College Emergency Medical Services Program is looking for a few good women and men who want to become paramedics and emergency medical technicians. The college is currently accepting the applications for the 2018-19 paramedic class. The deadline for application to the program is March the 1st, 2018. Drew Hooker, EMS Director at Motlow, said, quote, "We are excited to begin the process for the next class. We have successfully graduated the past 3 classes with the highest pass rates in the state. Our instructors are dedicated to producing the best quality paramedics possible to serve the citizens of our community," end quote.
The future is very bright for employment of EMS personnel. By the year 2026, employment of EMS personnel is expected to grow by 15%, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. These opportunities include, among others, ambulance paramedic, firefighter paramedic, flight paramedic, and emergency medical technician. Justice Smith, paramedic coordinator at Motlow, said, quote, "Motlow's paramedic classes have enjoyed a 100% and an 88% licensure pass rate in the past 2 years, respectively. Our program is unique, dynamic, and our students are focused. We are looking to accept highly motivated, energetic students who want to become the future of EMS," end quote. For more information about Motlow's EMS education program, contact Drew Hooker at 931-438-0028 or dhooker@mscc.edu.
Coffee County has made some major improvements to their website. County Mayor Gary Cordell tells us more.
We are redoing our county website. I've had different people over the years say, "Mayor, can you do something about redoing the website?" We are doing that. We've contracted with a company out of Kansas, and that our IT technician, our director, she's been working very closely with that company, and we're rolling that out to the world this week. And it's taken several months on the work of that, and they've done some webinar training for our department heads and so on. So that will be rolled out this Thursday for the world to see, and we wanted a 21st century state-of-the-art website. And one good thing about this that our taxpayers, I would hope, would realize the importance of, this system, or with this new rollout, our departments can tailor make and make changes there. We can post minutes of meetings and schedules and whatever on there, so that our taxpayers in the county can see what's going on in county government. And a big part of that coming out this week is a company out of Rochester, New York, and going to a seminar this summer. I've heard the interview or the presentation they made. They will come to your county and they will go across the county. Now, the technician came down, and he and I went across our county 2 days back in September, and about wore him out, I think. But he had over 80 different shots he took of the county. So we're trying to showcase Coffee County to the world. So you can go on there today. They actually rolled that out a little early, but you can go on there today on coffeecountygovernment.org, and on the left you can scroll down and you can hit on some links there. We're going to have that way if a company from Korea or Japan or Germany or Canada or Seattle, Washington, whatever, if they want to look at coming to Coffee County, they can do that because we're showcasing Coffee County to the world. And one segment on that was about education and quality of life and community and economic development, whatever. And they've got a picture on there of the Beechcraft Museum and Tullahoma Airport and farming and whatever. So that way, anybody in the world can come to Coffee County now. So we're excited about that.
Okay, that is a great marketing tool, I would assume there, and I know you guys are proud of that.
We're proud of that.
All right. Sounds like things are going well, Gary.
Thank you.
We always enjoy talking with you and getting up to date on what's going on in Coffee County. And
thanks, sir.
Thank you so much for the hard work you and your staff do there.
Pleasure to be here and to meet our citizens, and I'll look forward to coming back again.
All right. Thank you so much.
We'll be right back with more Newsleader on 6.
Russell Barnett Hometown Auto Rental has proudly served your auto rental for over 30 years. Check out this huge selection to choose from. Small car, mid-size car, full-size car, crossover vehicle, SUV, minivan, pickup trucks, 12 and 15 passenger vans. Whether big or small, Russell Barnett Hometown Auto Rental has them all. Stop by our 2 locations to serve you, Tullahoma and in Winchester. And remember, my question is, why rent anywhere else?
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Welcome back. Former Nashville Mayor and gubernatorial candidate Carl Dean was in town recently for a town hall meeting. In this video, Mayor Dean responds to a question about his position on supporting the state's park systems.
One last question. This is Rick Phelps. I'm in Tullahoma, Lake Circle Drive. Mayor Dean, a lot of our environmental laws, Clean Air Act, Clean Water Act, have been emasculated by Mr. Trump. And I have heard that states, many states, are picking up the cudgel, so to speak, and going ahead with trying to implement these protections. We just talked about beautiful rural Tennessee and beautiful Nashville. Right. They're not going to be beautiful again if we don't keep moving in the right direction. What are your plans, or how would you approach this?
Well, I think that's a good question. We live in a beautiful state. We have a state that I would like to see us go back to having the #1 state parks in the country. I would like to see us protect our air, protect our water, protect our state for folks who hunt and fish and hike and do everything else you can do here, and canoe and raft and whatever. We're clearly not going to be getting a lot of help on that issue from DC. I mean, that is not something that is a priority. And you can debate that, but the reality is, I think the state is going to have to, and the state has a role, in particularly with clean water, but also with clean air. It has a role in preserving the outdoors and making sure that our parks are great and that we preserve open space. Those are things I worked on as mayor. We did an open space plan, a public-private partnership to get it done, and then we We were able to preserve a lot of land, and we were able to move faster because of, frankly, because of the recession. There was just great real estate deals that get something done. And we were able to move faster than we even expected. So that's a high priority for me. And my wife is very much a conservationist and environmentalist, and I hear about it every night. So, sir, you had one question.
That was about the park system.
We ought to have the best parks in the country. That's what I think.
I feel that we've been trying to move toward privatization, and we haven't put the money in the parks. They've had the funds, but they haven't helped keep the parks up. And
well, I think the privatization issue is going away. And, you know, one thing about parks is, you know, parks, if you go back to Theodore Roosevelt, the whole idea of national parks and then state parks, the idea was that these places would be preserved forever and that they would be preserved for all of us. And it wasn't an income thing. You know, you wanted everybody to have access to see nature and to feel it, and somehow that was going to make us better people. I don't know about that, but I believe in that. And we need to maintain our strong state parks, make them better, and maybe have more.
City Administrator Jody Baltz spoke to the group about how the state could help the city in the event of the Correction Academy in Tullahoma being moved to Nashville.
I want to talk about a couple things that are emerging issues that the next administration may, see come across their desk, and so we just want to have some awareness for the future. One is, it has been recently announced that the Correction Academies, they're moving all the facilities to Nashville, which is good for Nashville, but not so great for us. And there's about 212 acres at the Correction Academy now that's just inside the Tullahoma city limits. It borders Franklin County. And so one of the things that we know that with the state building commission, that other state agencies always get the first bite at the apple as far as whether or not they need that land. But one thing we just want to have the state bear in mind is that we do have some needs for, one of the things we try to do is build amenities for our citizens, and I don't necessarily need the 212 acres, but we would love to get some, if they relocate completely to Nashville, that we pick up some of that acreage that we can use for local parks, possibly an amphitheater. Right now we're just leasing land for our Rogers soccer complex, but as part of our agreement with the state is that we can't put any permanent structures out there. We can have fields, but we can't do any lights, and we can't do restrooms and things of that nature. So we're hoping whoever the next governor is will help us out in regard to that, and as we move forward to enhance our community.
Thank the mayor. I think number one, this is a great format. I really enjoyed it. For me, it's you travel for a lot of reasons. Number one, you want to tell your story, but you also want to hear the story of what's going on in each community and learn about their needs and what the future holds. And so we accomplished that, I think, with remarkable efficiency. And I really applaud all the members of your administration who came and presented. And really impressed by Tullahoma. I mean, you're doing great work, really fantastic work. And I appreciate all you folks who turned out to hear. So thank you.
We'll be right back after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back. Jim spoke last week with Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell about the progress being made on the new police headquarters.
The land has been donated by the Markham family, and right now we're working to get that land acquired completely, and we think we're very close to that occurring, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And then once that is done, then we can go ahead and sign the contract with the architect. The architect has already been selected, and then we can start making the plans. We've got to do an environmental study of the land to make sure that there's nothing underground that would get disturbed when we start, working with the ground. So we're pretty close to really getting started where we can actually turn that first shovel of dirt.
The funding has been approved.
Funding's been approved.
Right.
The architect is hoping that we would break ground early part of the summer. And then he suspects it'll take probably about a year to build, so summer of next year, 2019, we hope to be occupying it.
Okay. And I know you guys will be tickled with that, because this facility we have now is pretty old.
It's old, it's uninviting, and I've often said, there's not many places in town that are open 24/7. Waffle House,
right?
Maybe Waffle House, us, and the hospital,
right?
That may be about it, and some of the convenience stores,
right?
So oftentimes when people come to our community, either one of the first places they'll go to is either the Chamber of Commerce or the police station. And we want one that is inviting to the public, both our citizens and our visitors, and one that has enough space to be able to serve the public the way we should serve them.
Right.
And and even though the majority of the officers work out of their car is their office, they still have to have the home base to come back to be able to do the rest of the job.
Right.
So we're excited. We're hoping to have at least 10,000 square feet, which is about twice what we have now. Right now we have about 5,000 to 5,200. So we're hoping to double that.
Yeah.
And in the plans, we're looking for where do we think we'll be in 20 years. So we're not planning it just for what we need today, but what the future will hold.
Right.
So we're excited and anxious to see it started, and I'm sure it's going to be exciting to see the progress for the whole community to see, to go from turning the dirt to starting to put up either the block or the beams or whatever, and starting to develop something.
Someone asked me the other day, or the conversation was something about the fact that I used to get a lot of people out of jail, or knew my way around that situation, and so the comment was made, well, if I get put in this jail up here in Tullahoma, would you come and get me, or something like that?
And you can tell them sure, because we're not going to have a jail.
Right, you're right. And I said, there is no jail in Tullahoma anymore, and haven't been for a long time.
A long time.
You're kidding, they say. And I said, no, it used to be a jail in Tullahoma, but it hadn't been for a long time. And I think it had to do, to some degree, with insurance purposes. But
there's a lot of, you have the insurance issues, you have the liability issues, you have the state regulations, and, it just gets to sometimes where it's just too costly and too many demands on when you have other things you have to do.
Right.
So we take everybody to Manchester, to the Coffee County Jail.
Right.
And, that has eased that particular burden on us.
Their next question was, well, what happened to the old jail? I said, it's still there.
It's still there?
It's been used, I think, for storage.
It's just being used for storage.
But the cells are still there.
Cells are still there. What I'm hoping, if I can, and I'll talk to the architect on how we might be able to do this, is taking one of the cells from the existing jail, and somehow using it as like a museum type piece in the new facility.
Right.
We're not sure what we're going to do with the old police department. So we have to kind of see where that goes, but I'd like to preserve some of that, the old steel bars and makeup of the jail cell.
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up in a moment.
I have 30 seconds to tell you about RussellBarnett.com. We're going to find over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get your trade appraised, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get financing done, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get collision repair assistance, RussellBarnett.com. We're going to get auto rental assistance, RussellBarnett.com. We are the one-stop shop, one click away. Why click anywhere else?
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's going to be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor, too, when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. Tonight we bring you our final segment of Tom Corrington's interview with Lance Baxter, who is the director of the new hypervelocity program at Arnold Center.
The second block of the capability is to actually give us the ability to change Mach number while we're testing. So under Block 1, we'll be able,
testing.
Correct. So under Block 1, we'll be able to set the conditions up and be able to give, for example, a consistent Mach 5 capability or consistent Mach 5.5 capability, and that engine will be exposed for a number of minutes to that flow at that condition. But we have to stay on that exact same Mach number for the entire duration of the test. Block 2 gives us the ability to then change. So during the test period, we might be able to simulate what the test article would see when its initial booster takes it to some Mach number, say Mach 3, and it accelerates then to Mach 5, and we could expose it to that profile. So the air would not always be at the same speed and same temperature. It would vary in speed and temperature to simulate that speeding up or slowing down that the vehicle might see in its flight.
Okay. All right, and then phase 3 then, you're basically jacking up your heat storage capability, it sounds like.
That's true. So just like the bricks in your house would fall apart if we heated them to the heat temperatures that Block 1, that the Block 1 heater, those bricks would fall apart if we heated them up to the temperatures that we would need for Block 3. So Block 3 is investigating another material for those bricks to allow us to heat the air to an even hotter temperature. And the capability then will allow us to mix that very, very hot air with the other hot air that is already in place from Block 1 and any cold air necessary to achieve that exact temperature necessary throughout the duration of the test.
All right. And the temperatures we're talking about in Block 3, folks, is we're looking at up to Mach 7, I guess?
Correct. So we're simulating speeds up to Mach 7. Yeah. These are temperatures in the neighborhood of 3,400 Rankine. These are very, very high speed, or very, very high temperatures.
We're talking about getting us up to around, 7 is 5,000.
Correct. Simulating.
And I understand that you're saying that you're going to get some benefit from each one of these blocks, each one of these phases. You don't have to wait till the end to be able to get benefit to be able to use. So you're going to be testing while you're continuing to
That's correct. Our
build
nation's current clean air hypersonic propulsion test capability is fairly limited in both in its scale and its the temperatures that it can get up to. So once we're done with Block 1, it will be the most capable hypersonic propulsion test capability in the United States. When we move into Block 2, we'll be adding additional capability that will allow us to more rigorously develop weapon systems that will utilize these scramjet propulsion technologies. And then Block 3 allows us, as those systems increase in capability into the Mach 7 to Mach 7.5 performance range, we'll still be able to test them in this facility.
It almost sounded like from something you said a minute ago that you would be, by the time you get to Block 3, you're going to be using a different brick than you started out with.
We'll be using both, actually. So
Both
the first,
well, you're adding more brick that'll
absolutely
handle more heat. Yeah, so
precisely.
Well, very interesting. And again, folks, I think we said that this is you're looking at a 5-year program at somewhere around $240 to $50 million.
Right. And stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
It's football time in Tennessee, and nobody tackles the competition like the Russell Barnett Automotive family. With 6 different locations, 8 new car franchises, over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, a certified collision center with lifetime paint guarantee, Russell Barnett Hometown Auto Rental. Let our family exceed your expectations at the Russell Barnett Automotive family. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1943, and believe it or not, at a high of 74 degrees. That's kind of unbelievable considering the weather we're having today. However, the record low was in 1982 at minus 10 degrees, and we're pretty close to that right today, so we can kind of identify with that. The average high on this day is 49, and the average low is 28. It's just plain cold out there today, and the low is expected to be 6 degrees tonight. Partly cloudy weather expected on Wednesday with a high of 25 and a low of 9 degrees. Mostly sunny weather in the forecast for Thursday as it warms up a little bit with a high of 38 and a low of 22.
Well, Jim, you know, on nights like this, everybody can just stay home, stay warm, and watch some great Channel 6 programming. I think that's the best thing to do.
Better than trying to get on the streets, which have been pretty slick today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Be careful out there, folks.
Absolutely. That is our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.